regular season of Big South Football Teleconference. Marks at the conference office. Before we begin, reminders of our protocol for our weekly call. Coaches will have time, about 10 minutes to speak with everyone. They'll make an open statement while they are enter star one on your phone at any time to ask a question. At the end of their statement, we'll go into the Q&A session. Session with the coach as long as you like. Ask follow-ups. Being mindful of necessary time to go on with our call this morning. We ask to identify yourself. If not already been welcomed by myself. Once there's no more questions, Coach, the call is being recorded on the Big South Network. Will be available for playback later on our site. Help background noise minimum. If they are open during the conversation. All of our media planners are currently will remain on the button until they ask questions. Again, to do that, press star one on your phone at any time. Click the link at the top of the browser and take questions in order they come in. Try to make sure that we are moving along on a pace, not back. We do have a new call order for all of our coaches. Carroll McCray will lead us off as usual. Change again with Coach Nichols, Presbyterian, Coach Mohander from Kennesaw State. At the top of the hour is Kevin Callahan from Monmouth, followed by Jamie Chadwell, Hill from Liberty. Call at the time. With that, we will move into our coach this morning as usual. Coach McCray of Gardner-Webb. Good morning, Coach.
Hello.
Coach, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now. Thank you.
All right. Well, good morning. Welcome to you. Hope you're doing well. Go ahead and start us off just with conclusion of camp. Kind of what's some things that emerged from the training session, and we'll start talking about one component.
Sure. Well, I appreciate that. Well, certainly we're probably like everybody else that hasn't played a game so far. We're into school and ready to break camp and move on and get going with the season. Certainly a lot of excitement as we head into the weekend. And, I think we've had a productive camp. I think most people would say that this time of year. And seen some guys, take their summer work and bring it into August and show some productivity, in places where we really needed to grow. And, we're looking forward to the tail end of this week and seeing, what our football team really looks like when we line up. If injuries plagued us in a few spots as we went through camp, offensively, we've stayed fairly healthy. We have been able to get back two receivers that missed most of last year that we were counting on. Kyle Horton, young man from over at Mallard Creek, true freshman, got injured in the Kennesaw game. He's come back, and he's very healthy and has looked good in camp. And then Ralph Jolly, a local kid from Shelby, who had to get his knee fixed, has come back. So offensively, we've stayed fairly healthy during camp. Defensively, where we had quite a few young players that we needed to look at, losing two big senior linebackers in our defensive front. We've had a lot of new faces come out and compete. And it looks like we're going to play a lot of guys as we continue to grow our defense, especially the front three in our 3-4 and our two inside linebackers. On the edges, our outside linebackers have stayed pretty healthy, and we kind of got a little depth there with Aaron Cook and Chad Jeter coming back for their senior year, and really pleased with the way that group has grown, and we got some depth developed there, as I said. In the secondary, we had some guys coming back from last year, but the injury bug has hit us. We've been real thin at safety. Spencer Havers, a guy that's started 3 years for us, and he's been hampered throughout camp, as well as Trey Lucas, who played most of the year at our other safety. in the back end. So that's been a challenge for us. At the same time, we've been able to play some young guys in practice and get Thomas Adams and Robert McCoy quite a few reps. And I'm hoping that as we get a little more healthy in the secondary, the experience we've gained through camp will pay off to continue to help us on the back. So been a little bit hit and miss defensively with some guys. Overall, as I said, a productive camp. Moved ahead in some phases. I think the kicking game has grown. We've got Paul Schumacher and Andrew Kamornik back from last year, as well as our long snapper. So we've had pretty steady work there in the kicking game. A lot of new faces on our cover teams and our punt team and those things. Young guys from last year that have stepped up, as well as a few of the freshmen that will end up playing even here early in the season on those teams. But production has been in spots. There's a few areas I wish would have been a little more consistent in the first 3 weeks. So as we're in the game week, I really challenge the kids on Sunday to come back and really work now to be consistent in our production. I think our competition, our attitude, our work ethic has been good, but really looking for some real production as we head into game plan in game number 1.
All right, Coach. This time we'll start taking questions for Gardner-Webb head coach Carroll McCray. Ask questions going at any time. Same link at the top of the browser. Join us while we wait for questions to start coming in. Talk about game 1 opponent, Eli, coming up this Saturday at 30.
Well, I think Coach Krosky's done a real fine job, growing his football team. Had an opportunity to play them in the home opener here last year. Went 3 overtimes, and we did not finish the game as well as he did, and he won the ball game. Most of the action in that game was late in the fourth quarter and in overtime. And, certainly we left some missed opportunities throughout the game on the field that we need to do a better job of if we're going to represent the Big South Conference well against an out-of-conference opponent this week. But their football team, I thought that improved and grew throughout the year. Their quarterback certainly showed great improvement. He was a real young player last year, left-hander, that they played 2 quite a bit. But he really improved and has shown a lot of maturity as they went down the stretch. And I think that, you can see growth in that football program. There's been steadiness in the program. They still don't have a lot of seniors on their roster. I think he's gone through his youth movement and now moved into the middle rounds of where he would want to be in his 3rd year. And one thing about Coach up there, I think Rich is very steady in his preparation, very steady in his work, sticks to what he's done. Coached against him while I was at Furman when he was the offensive coordinator there, and certainly has a game plan offensively and defensively and does not stray from it very much. I think getting kids in place, it'll be a real good challenge for us and a real test for us. I expect a tough ball game as we had last year, and I think whoever takes care of the football early in that game and makes some adjustments as we go and has a few kids step up, that'll be the winner of the game up in Elon on Saturday.
You mentioned some players suffered setbacks. Who are some players that emerged that maybe seen for the first time on a regular basis Saturday?
Well, I think that, in our running back core, we've developed some guys. Khalil Lewis, who was a guy that got hurt during the year, is back and in good shape, has had a good camp. And then I think Elijah Perry and Jonathan Black, 2 true freshmen that played last year, have shown great improvement. Very pleased with them, as well as Jalen Cagle, who is a freshman out of A.L. Brown there in Kannapolis. He's come on and done a good job, making 2 deep or 3 deep there running back. We still got some competition in our offensive line, but I think we have a little more steadiness up front. Braden Briggs has had a good camp and battling for that right guard spot. And then, at receiver, Adonis Lee, guy we played as a true freshman, has had a very good camp, as I said, along with Kyle Horton. And some of those guys. You know, the older guys you would expect. Mike Estes has had a real good and fast camp and offensively. And, you know, then defensively, we've seen some guys have to step up front. You know, Josh Ramshore is playing our nose guard. And LaRon Glenn's had a good camp. So developing that depth up front will be very important for us. And I've seen those guys step up. Probably the biggest notable difference in our defense, replacing two older inside linebackers, has been the continued improvement of Jeff McGeese and Kenyatta Dunbar, two guys inside that played as true freshmen, took kind of a lesser role last year. We had two seniors and now back to start, and I think they've played fast and very well throughout camp. So those are some guys that really stand out, and certainly looking forward to them growing as we go through the first month of non-conference play.
Okay. We do have some background noise, so I'm going to head to line. We'll be back on track momentarily. Coach, last couple questions. Last week, Chad Peter came to Senior Bowl watch list. Got honor him, kind of how that's going to raise going into the.
Well, certainly anytime any of our young men get recognized, preseason or postseason, it's a real plus for our football program. And Chad is, you know, a guy's been around for a while and took on the injury 2 years ago, came back healthy, and you know, it started in our MBA program up here, doing his graduate work, and you know, he's come back in great shape and ready to go. Had a real good camp. He's solid. You know, he's over here studying film all the time, and you know, I'm happy for him. And now I hope he'll move forward and play as some of the postseason honors have picked him to play. And I hope he'll lead these other young men in a mature manner as we grow our defense.
Okay, last question I have for you. Hopefully you watched the game on Saturday. Carroll Southern performance, national football. Kind of what you're able to do that with you guys. What is pride standpoint and Big South football in general? Well,
certainly, you know, hats go off to Coach Chadwell and the entire staff down there. I thought they represented not only themselves and their university, but the entire Big South Conference in a very, very, you know, positive way. Few plays down the stretch, and certainly we're pulling with gritted teeth over here in North Carolina, hoping that they would be able to pull that through. But everybody in Big South knows they have an outstanding football team, a veteran football team. I was certainly not surprised with the way they played, and I wished some of the coaches down there luck about Wednesday, and I really felt, talking to our staff, that I really felt like they had a great opportunity to win the football game, and they proved that to be true. So very proud for them, and certainly as they continue on this upcoming week quickly, we know that you know, they're going to be tough down the home stretch for all Big South opponents, and they'll certainly continue to represent our conference well in non-league play as we go through September and October.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Good luck Saturday, Elon, and we'll talk to you.
Thank you, and good luck to all the Big South teams, and we hope we'll represent our conference very well as we move up the road. Y'all have a great week.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, bye-bye.